Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the My Tribe podcast. This is one of them episodes. This is one that I don't exactly have a script for. I am kind of just going on it right now because I have a lot of tense energy in me right now, and I really need to let it out. I need to express and kind of need a meeting between me and me because I'm gonna be honest, man. I haven't been giving everything my all lately. I haven't been giving this my all. I haven't been giving social media my all. I haven't been giving my business my just haven't been giving it my all. And I think that I've been able to disperse my energy to different areas. Um, and I think that's something we can cover today in terms of the four quadrants. This is something I learned about on another podcast recently, and it's actually an interesting concept of how you have four quadrants of let's call it energy allocation. And you cut it up like this. You have if you cut it, you cut your time into four boxes here, right? Um, and it's personal, professional, relationships, and physical. So, um, and within that, um, we only have, we only have, so the concept is you only have 10 points to give. And within those four quadrants. So if you are struggling in your physical well-being, and then more points go into that bucket. If you want to take more time for yourself and you need time to go inward, then more points go into the personal bucket. If you feel that you should be dedicating more time in a relational manner, whether that be in a relationship to your family, relationship to another person or a friend, then you need to put, points in that bucket. So chopping up into all four, what I like to do, well, actually, what I like to do and what the study said to do was to do two of them. You do one where you currently are right now, and then do another with what you're doing, like with what you want. So I know if there are seasons of when either I'm training for a jujitsu tournament or I feel like if I'm training for something, the points in the physical bucket certainly go up. And I would say they're taken from either relationship or professional. And I personally, I think personal and physical are they're very interchangeable because my workouts are such a benefit to myself on a personal level. They help me to get centered. They help me to be a better me. Very grateful for them because if I don't have a workout and I'm not moving my body, there's a lot of trapped energy inside here, and I can't. It needs to express itself. I remember I had my dad in town, and we were, going here, going there. When your parents are in town and you live in Florida, you make time to see them and you spend as much time as possible. And I'm very blessed to be able to do that. And so I was, and one of the things, again, it kind of goes down to we come back to the four quadrants. Things shift. Everything, the points start going towards the relationship at different seasons and different times. And this was a time in my life where my parents were in town. They were helping me get set up here, this amazing place. And I needed to take points away from my physical exertion. So those points went to relationship, and that was amazing. And I think that was beautiful and needed to happen. But I felt myself not wanting, um, it was almost like pent up energy. It was like this, I don't, And I feel myself like getting short with my dad about things, like almost like starting random fights over next to nothing. And I'm like, all right, like that's, you know, like why? Like I said something, I responded to him in a way, and I was like, yeah, and I'm like, wait a minute. Let me back that up. I'm sorry, I'm a dick. Like I'm a dick. He's like, you're right, you are a dick. And I'm 100%. He was 100% right. But I was, and then I looked introspectively. I'm like, why am I being a dick? And I'm like, wow, I want to fight. And I want to fight. But why do I want to fight? And as I looked deeper into it, I wanted to fight because I didn't get to fight or let out that physical energy. I mean, I'm used to going to jujitsu 3 to 4 times a week. And if I'm not doing that, then that energy, that pent up aggression doesn't just go away. It goes somewhere. It's still in me. That fun I like to have, that I get to have when I go to jiu-jitsu or when I go to the gym, that exertion, that doesn't just disappear if you don't do it for a couple days. If anything, I feel it gets backed up, and that needs to be mm, exercised or just moved. That energy needs to be moved in your body. So I had to back myself up, realize where I was. It's like, all right, listen, I'm sorry, I'm being a dick, and I don't know why I'm starting this fight. I'm like, oh, I'm starting to fight because I haven't fought in a couple days. And the next morning, I got up early. I went to the gym, and I was better. It was like 3 or 4 days without working out, and I felt better. I was able to, when the things were said that triggered me, whether they were meant to or not, like, because I would say things that trigger me, they're me. They're my problems. They're not my parents. They're not anybody else's. So when things were said that triggered me, I was less likely to be triggered. My outside world wasn't able to affect my inside world because I was able to, let's call it, be sound and be zen in a way in my inside world. So I'm not sure who that might help, but if you're going through a tough time and you find yourself fighting, you find yourself getting in these just arguments and playing the victim, because I find myself doing that all the time, and it's kind of gross, and I really need to stop. Like it's just, come on, man, what are we doing? Like what are we doing here? So I think in doing so, I had to go back and I did that mini quadrant allocation as I'm standing in the kitchen saying like, I'm a dick. I'm sorry. Let me back this up. And so yeah, I think this I want to give as some homework to anybody that wants to take the challenge on. Do 2 quadrants. Do one where you are now and where you want to be. And you know what? If I'm gonna do the homework, or if I'm gonna assign the homework, I better be ready to do the homework. So you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's split it. Do it. Um, ba, 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 ba. We're going prefer personal, relationship, professional. We're going to physical. So I would say where I am now, out of the 10 points, I think the hardest part for me is like starting. So I would say out of the 10, where am I focusing most of my energy now? I would say maybe a professional probably has a good bit of it. I think that has about maybe let's start with a four. Let's see where four leads us. Four there. Physical has been probably about a two. I put this at six, and we have two and two. Two into personal, two into relationship. Is that where I've been? I like doing it with a pencil. I am doing it with a pen today, but I'm just kind of seeing where this goes here, this thought process. Um, I think that's kind of where I've been. I've really wanted to build my business. I wanted to focus a lot more on the the impact I've been able to make. And it was actually interesting. I just did a podcast with this amazing coach. His name is Evan. And wow, what an amazing guy. When I tell you guys, you got to check it out. You got to check him out. He's legit. And it was actually a really vulnerable podcast for myself too, in the sense that he got me to walk down this road of what do you really want? And this is kind of what do I really want? Well, I better be putting the right amounts of energy or right amounts of water in each bucket here if I want to have that outcome. So I guess where I'm at is four professionally, two personal, two relationships, and two physical. That's where I'm at. Um, I like it. I want to see what five would look like in terms of professional. So I go five there. That means because I really am. I think this is the time to truly go all in on professional. Um, I think physical is super important to me. That has to stay at a two. Personal. What am I doing now that's not personal right now? Do I make personal a one? Do I make it a one? Oh, man. Tell you the truth, I really like what I've been doing. It's a I feel like I'm not doing the work, but in looking at this, if I go five, two, one, two, so essentially this is what I'd be going from. I'm going from four, two, two, two to five in professional, two, two, one. I don't like that because I think that if I'm a one, if I give myself and don't take enough energy, and when I say personal, to me that means going to the beach, taking care of myself, meditating, reading, personal growth. I think that if I take away from that, I'm not going to be able to fill the other buckets appropriately if that one is not prioritized. Hmm. Man, what do you guys think? What do you think? What's your top quadrant? Is actually that's what I want you to take, Tom, right now and think about. Just start with your top quadrant, and if out of 10 you had to give it a number. So mine went professional too. You saw how I started. That's what I did. I challenge you to go with that now, and then see where it goes for you. And the see, like right now, I'm sticking with four, two, two, and two. I think it was a combination of like where I'm at versus what I really want. This ends up being a this ends up being a pretty balanced sheet for what I want in my life at this point. I think as I grow older and I find that right person, definitely going to want to shift out of professional into relational and be able to grow that and build that appropriately. I think, relational in terms of a family, that's something I certainly want. So I don't think that I think I have to go. I have to keep that professional up. And so now that I've decided it's four professional, two physical, two relational, and two personal. You put this sticky note wherever the bottleneck is. But when I say bottleneck, what I see here, I want professional to be high, to be almost double than everything else. So I better put it in a place. I can put it in multiple places that I help tap into professional. That professional gets those buckets. I need to see it. I'm a visual learner. I need to be visually reminded of it. So it needs to be visually in front of me that boom, 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 boom. Oh, I walk into a room. Have I given 4 points today to that? It's a constant reminder. Have I given my 4 points? That's a little trick in terms of the quadrant rule here. We thank you for joining us. This has been a good exploration of where I'm at, where I'm going to go, and I think I'm going to put this professional this quadrant reallocation. I'm going to put it right here on my work desk. I'm going to put one on my fridge. I'm going to draw the same thing. It's going to be 4, 2, 2, and 2 in a little quadrant or not tic-tac-toe. That would be you'd have another point there. And I want to see it and visually understand it. And yeah, I think seeing that every day is certainly going to make a difference. I know it has in the past for me, but have I given double the amount of time? When I journal, and I just picked up journaling again as a part of this full moon that we're currently in. I don't know what it is, but every full moon I like to make a promise to myself to either add something positive to my life and or remove something negative, or both, depending. So the last full moon was to remove chips. And I feel, woof, do I feel so much better? And now that I've had chips this week, I've had them twice this week, and my gut is flipping and it feels horrible. I think the oil and that those disgusting chemicals that are on the chips are really making me feel disgusting. So I am so glad that I did that, but we got on that road because I was talking about journaling. So going back to journaling, when I journal, now that I've implemented journaling for this full moon that we're currently in, or new moon, whatever you want to call it, I want to get back to journaling because I've taken a break, but we're on a ride right now. And if we're not documenting that ride, if we're not making the most of this, then what are we doing? Like, come on, man. Come on. And I guess part of my journaling practice was I write the day, I write the date. Now, so now tonight, it'd be Wednesday, to 7/3/24. And I have a couple of letters that are next to my journal. And it goes soul, mind, body, diet, healing, business, reading. And every single one of those gets a rating from 1 to 10. So soul to me is soul, spirit. If I feel that I had a very good soulful day, did I tap into spirit? Because I truly believe we're in this is a video game, and we're humans living we're spirit having a human experience. So that's why that's number one on the list for me. And how often did I pause and say, wow, A, thank you, God. B, how often did I take a deep breath and stay present? Did I meditate that day? Those are the questions I ask that get to that 10. Mind is, and I'm going to go through this. You know what? The next one I'm going to do, my whole journaling practice. We're going to go into this. But when I write business, I'm going to get all the way down to business. Is that a 10? If I can write a 10, it should be a 10 every day because I'm putting double the amount of effort into it than I am to all of my other quadrants. Man, thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you, and hopefully this helped you. I really hope it helped you along the path here and this amazing journey of life. Because I think we get a little clear on our priorities, it's really easy to allocate time, allocate our energy. Time and energy, the only things that are constantly running out. We're running out of time, getting closer to death every day. It's a beautiful thing because every day we get to wake up and make an impact on the world. So, man, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for inspiring this. And I hope I inspired you to do it. I challenge you to do it, actually. I want to know how it goes. Reach out, shoot me a text. And if you think this information could like help somebody that's a little all over the place, they're kind of scattered, um, send it to them, forward it to them. Share the love, share the love. Thank you, thank you. Talk to you guys soon.